Hi dear students, good morning and welcome to a brand new episode of English class. And today we are moving on to the new lesson. That is lesson 3, how the sea became salty. How the sea became salty. That is our third lesson. In this week you have a test paper on the second lesson. And today we are moving on to the third lesson. The title of the third lesson is how the sea became salty. We all know that what is the taste? We all know that the sea water is salty. Sea water is salty. What is the taste of sea water? Salt. It is salty. Salt water is there in sea. Sea have a salt water. When we go to the Kovalam, Kadapuram or Kanyakumari, if we taste the water is salty. The water is salty. And form a chain story on the topic greed is a curse. Greed, what is greed? G-R-E-E-D. Greed. G-R-E-E-D. Greed. What is greed? Atyagraham is a curse. C-U-R-S-E. Curse. Atyagraham. Avat. There is a saying, proverb. Greed is a curse. Shabam. Atyagraham or Shabam. Greed is a curse. Okay. The first student start with a sentence. Once upon a time there was a greedy lady called. Then they are forming or they are arranging the story in a. They are describing or elaborating a chain story. The first student said that once upon a time, that means long ago, there lived a greedy lady called. Greedy lady means a lady who is having greed. Greedy lady. The second and third students add sentences and continue the story. This is a task of story developing. The first student say one sentence, then the other one continuing the sentence, not new stories, but they are continuing the same story. When it became a full round in the class and it became all students' turns were over, it will be a full story. Okay. The first student started with the sequence. Once upon a time there was a greedy lady called. The second and third students add sentences and continue the story. Everyone must take a chance and continue where the students before them left. It is the rule. Everyone, the fifth student should add a sentence. Ask the remaining part of the fourth student, where the fourth student stopped. Okay, that is this kind of story developing. That means all of them were sharply listening to their immediate one, to their previous one. What did the other one say? They were not listening to anywhere else. They were eagerly waiting for the next sentence. This can develop this way of narrating story, or this method of narrating story can develop the listening capacity and the speaking imagination of students. Listening capacity and imagination of students. Okay. The last student must give the story an ending. The last one, then if there are 40 students, around 30, there will be a story developed in full way. Then the other 10 will thinking about how can we put an end to the story, then what will be the moral of the story, like that. Then the last one should end up the story and give a moral to that one should give a moral to the story. The last student must give the story an ending. Get started, draw a picture for the story formed. Before getting started or before developing the story, you should draw a picture of that story. Picture that depicts means describes the story. Have you ever wondered why the water in the sea is salty? Do you know why the water in the sea is salty? And though the whole world has the salt dried from it, the water still does not become sweet. Okay. The salt is formed from seawater. Salt is formed from seawater. The whole world, all the people, all the living human beings are consuming salt as their need, but the seawater never became sweet. We are taking salt from the seawater, but all the world is consuming this much amount of that. It's a huge amount of salt per day. Sea is not growing, but why didn't the seawater become sweet? All the salt are taking away from that seawater. So after taking all the salt from the sea, why didn't the sea become sweet? Okay, that is the question. Why didn't the sea become sweet? It is an interesting story. All of you please listen. Page number 26. All of you take page number 26. Ratan and Mohan were brothers. First paragraph. Ratan and Mohan were brothers. They lived in a village near the sea. Both were simple and kind. Their parents had died, so Mohan, the elder brother, treated Ratan like his son. Who is the brothers? Who is the brothers in the story? Ratan and Mohan were brothers. Ratan and Mohan, M-O-H-A-N. Mohan is the elder one and Ratan is the younger one. Who is the elder one in the family? Elder boy, elder brother. Mohan is the elder brother. Mohan, the elder brother, is taking care of the younger brother. Ratan is the younger brother and Mohan is the elder brother. They were brothers. They lived in a village. Near the sea. Where do they live? Where do the brothers live? They lived in a village near the sea. Who were the brothers? Ratan and Mohan were brothers. They were living in a village near the sea. Ratan and Mohan were living in a village near the sea. Ratan and Mohan were brothers. They lived in a village near the sea. Both were simple and kind. Both of them. That means these two brothers were simple and kind. These two brothers were simple and kind. Their parents had died. They lost their parents. Ratan and Mohan lost their parents. Simple and kind. Simple. S-I-M-P-L-E. Simple and kind. These two brothers were simple and kind. They lost their parents. P-A-R-E-N-T-S. Parents. They lost their parents. Ratan and Mohan were simple and kind. They were brothers. The elder one is Mohan and the younger one is Ratan. They were living in a village near the sea and both of them were simple and kind. Mohan, the elder brother, treated Ratan like his son. Mohan is the elder brother and he considered his younger brother Ratan as his son. Treated means considered. Treated. T-R-E-A-T-E-D. Treated. T-R-E-A-T-E-D. Treated. Ratan was considered as a son by his elder brother Mohan. Mohan considered Ratan as his son. Okay, that is the summary of the first paragraph. What are the things we studied in the first paragraph? Mohan and Ratan were brothers. They were living in a village near the sea. Then they were very kind and simple. Both of them were kind and simple and they lost their parents. As the elder son, Mohan was taking care of Ratan as his son. He is treating his brother Ratan as his son. Okay, is it clear? Mohan married Sheila, a cunning girl from the neighboring village. Then at the time of marriage or when they grow up, Mohan was the elder one and he married Sheila. Who is the wife of Mohan? Sheila. Married. M-A-R-R-I-E-D. Married. The wife of Mohan is Sheila. Sheila is the wife of Mohan. And Sheila is from the neighboring village. N-E-I-G-H-B-O-U-R-I-N-G. Neighboring. N-E-I-G-H-B-O-U-R-I-N-G. Neighboring village. Sheila is a cunning girl. Cunning means we are describing the fox as cunning. Fox is a cunning animal. Clever, sharp, cunning, crooked. We can also say that sometimes it may be crooked. Cunning, C-U-N-N-I-N-G. Cunning. Sheila is a cunning girl. Cunning, clever, but crooked. Sometimes crooked. Cunning, C-U-N-N-I-N-G. Cunning. Okay. Mohan married Sheila, a cunning. What kind of a girl was Sheila? Sheila was a cunning girl from the neighboring village. She is residing in the neighboring village. They are residing in a village. They are living in a village near the sea, and Sheila is from the neighboring village. Sheila is from the neighboring village. Both Mohan married Sheila, a cunning girl from the neighboring village. He had thought that she would take care of both of them and the house. Who and Sheila will be an affectionate mother or mother-like. Sheila is having a motherly-like affection towards Ratan, but it is not happened. But it is not happened. Sheila is not having an affection for Ratan. But Sheila did not like Ratan. Sheila did not like Ratan. She thought that he was a burden. Burden means nuisance. Burden, nuisance, shalyam. He was a burden. B-U-R-D-E-N. Burden. B-U-R-D-E-N. Burden. Sheila considered Ratan as a burden. Sheila considered Ratan or treated Ratan as a burden. She ill-treated him and also did not give him enough food. Ill-treat means misbehaved to him. Misbehaved. Ill-treated. I-L-L. Ill-treated. It is a hyphenated word. Ill-treated Ratan. Sheila sometimes ill-treated Ratan and did not give him sufficient food. Enough means sufficient. E-N-O-U-G-H. Enough means sufficient. That means the food Sheila gave it to Ratan did not satisfy his hunger. There is not enough food for his hunger. Only little food will be served to Ratan. Okay. What was the summary of the second paragraph? Mohan married Sheila, a cunning girl. Sheila is a cunning girl from the neighboring village. Mohan married Sheila, a cunning girl from the neighboring village. Okay. Then Mohan thought that she will be a refuge place. She will treat both of them in a safe way, or she will look after Ratan as with motherly affection. But that did not happen. Sheila ill-treated him. Sheila sometimes ill-treated Ratan and did not give him sufficient food, enough food, and did not give him enough food. And Sheila thinks that he is a burden to her. Sheila thinks that he is a burden to her. Okay, this is the second paragraph. I will read it. You will please listen to the text. Ratan and Mohan were brothers. They lived in a village near the sea. Both were simple and kind. Ratan and Sheila were simple and kind. Their parents had died, so Mohan, the elder brother, treated Ratan like his son. Mohan married Sheila, a cunning girl from the neighboring village. He had thought that she would take care of both of them and the house. But Sheila did not like Ratan. She thought that he was a burden. Sheila thought that he was a burden. She ill-treated him. Sheila ill-treated the younger brother. Sheila ill-treated, that means misbehaved to him. Treated him like in an ill way, in a misbehaving way. She ill-treated him and also did not give him enough food. Sheila did not give the younger brother enough food, sufficient food. Okay. Look at the top words from this paragraph. Greed, G-R-E-E-D, greed. The next word, simple. The brothers were simple and kind. These two brothers were simple and kind. K-I-N-D, kind. Next word, parents. They lost their parents. P-A-R-E-N-T-S, parents. Next word, treated. T-R-E-A-T-E-D, treated. Next word, married. M-A-R-R-I-E-D, married. M-A-R-R-I-E-D, married. Next word, neighboring. N-E-I-G-H-B-O-U-R-I-N-G, neighboring. N-E-I-G-H-B-O-U-R-I-N-G, neighboring. Next word, cunning. C-U-N-N-I-N-G, which is the cunning animal. Fox is a cunning animal. Next word, burden. B-U-R-D-E-N, burden means nuisance. B-U-R-D-E-N, burden. Next word, ill-treated. I-L-L-T-R-E-A-T-E-D, ill-treated. Next word, enough. E-N-O-U-G-H, enough. E-N-O-U-G-H, enough. Okay. Then, once again, greed, simple, kind, parents, treated, married, neighboring, cunning, burden, ill-treated, enough. Is it clear? to paragraph once again. Please listen. Ratan and Mohan were brothers. They lived in a village near the sea. Both were simple and kind. Their parents had died. So Mohan, the elder brother, treated Ratan like his son. Mohan married Sheila, a cunning girl from the neighboring village. He had thought that she would take care of both of them and the house. But Sheila did not like Ratan. She thought that he was a burden. She ill-treated him and also did not give him enough food. Sheila ill-treated Ratan and also did not give him enough food. Ratan never complained to Mohan. Ratan is a kind and simple one. Ratan, the younger brother, is a kind one and a simple one. He never complained. Complaint means made a complaint. C-O-M-P-L-A-I-N-E-D. She did not make a complaint about his sister-in-law. He did not make a complaint to Mohan about his sister-in-law. Ratan never complained to Mohan. Ratan, besides helping his brother at the farm, they are doing job in the farm, their own farm, and besides means above that, purame, upari, besides, B-E-S-I-D-E-S, besides, B-E-S-I-D-E-S. Besides doing the work in the farm or helping his brother in the farm, he did a lot of household work. Ratan is an active man, and besides, in addition to the work in the farm, he is helping his brother in the farm. In addition to that, besides means in addition to that. Besides that, what are the things do? What are the things he do? He did all the household work, like fetching water from the well. Fetching means bringing. F-E-T-C-H-I-N-G. Fetching, bringing. F-E-T-C-H-I-N-G. Fetching means bringing. Fetching water from the sea. He is fetching water from the sea. Well. He is fetching. What are the things done by Ratan in the household works? To help her sister-in-law, fetching water from the well, then getting wood for fire from the forest. He collected wood from the forest for firewood. He collected wood from the forest as firewood, and cleaning and washing the utensils. Utensil means dishes, steel dishes, utensils, household dishes. U-T-E-N-S-I-L-E-S, utensils. He cleaned the utensils, cleaning and washing the utensils. He did cleaning and washing the utensils. He was a simple man with a gentle heart. What is the speciality of Ratan? This paragraph describes the character of Ratan. The third paragraph describes the character of Ratan, and he is having a gentle heart, polite heart, gentle, G-E-N-T-L-E, gentle. He is having a gentle heart. Ratan is having a gentle heart. Okay, listen to that paragraph once again. Ratan never complained to Mohan. Ratan did not say any single ill word about his sister-in-law. Ratan, besides helping his brother in the farm, did a lot of household work. Household work means the work related to household works. Did a lot of household work such as fetching water from the well, getting wood for fire from the forest, cleaning and washing the utensils. He was a simple man with a gentle heart. Ratan was a simple man with a gentle heart. Is it clear? I will read that paragraph once again. Ratan never complained to Mohan. Ratan, besides helping his brother in the farm, did a lot of household works like fetching water from the well, getting wood for the fire from the forest, cleaning and washing the utensils. Then he was a simple man with a gentle heart. Ratan was a simple man with a gentle heart. One day there was no wood for fire. One day this incident happened one day, and that particular day, one day there was no wood for fire. There was no firewood in their house. It was late in the evening. It was late in the evening means it was going to get dark. It was going to get dark. A storm seemed to be brewing. Brewing means what is the process of making liquor is called brewing. But here the time began to became dark. The day began to become dark. The night began to came. A storm seemed to be there. The storm is storm. Storm means heavy wind is called a storm. Heavy wind is called a storm. S-T-O-R-M. Storm. Heavy wind is called a storm. Yes, storm began to be brewing. Brewing. B-R-E-W-I-N-G. Brewing. B-R-E-W-I-N-G. Yes, strong wind began to brew there. A storm seemed to be brewing. It was getting cold. And it was getting cold. There was a chance of rain. There was a chance of it may be rain. It may be rain. One day there was no wood for fire. It was late in the evening. A storm seemed to be brewing. It was getting cold. It was getting cold. Get some fire, Ratan. Sheila thundered. Thundered means shouted. Getting some firewood, Ratan. Get some fire, Ratan. Sheila thundered. T-H-U-N-D-E-R-E-D. Thundered means shouted. Sheila shouted at Ratan. Sheila considered Ratan to be a burden and she shouted at Ratan. Get me some firewood from the forest. Get me some firewood immediately. You should get me some firewood. We have enough for today. May I please go tomorrow? He pleaded. Who pleaded? Ratan made a pleading. Pleading means begged. Begged. P-L-E-A-D-E-D. Pleaded. Ratan made a pleading. Pleading means begging. He pleaded means begged. Begged at her. Didi, today we are having enough firewood. I will go tomorrow and fetch and bring firewood. Is it enough? We have enough for today. May I please go tomorrow? He pleaded. No, you lazy fellow. Go now. No, she is shouting. Who? Sheila is shouting at Ratan. No, I want the firewood now itself. You go now. I pray you never come back. She said menacingly. Menacingly means Fayanagami, frighteningly. Menacingly means frighteningly. She said in a frightening tone. What are the words? No, you should bring firewood now. You should bring firewood now. I want it now, you lazy fellow. I pray you should never come back. I pray you should never come back. That is a cursing. C-U-R-S-I-N-G. Cursing means Shabikuga, Shabu. No, you lazy fellow, go now. I pray you never come back. She said menacingly. Menacingly means frighteningly. Menacingly. M-E-N-A-C-I-N-G-L-Y. M-E-N-A-C-I-N-G-L-Y. Menacingly means frighteningly. She said in a frightening tone, no, you lazy fellow, you go now and fetch me some firewood. You go now, you should go now itself. And you should fetch me or bring me firewood now itself. I am praying God you should never come back. I am praying God you are a burden to me. I am praying God you should never come back. I am praying God you should never come back to my house. You are a burden to me. No, you lazy fellow, go now. I pray you never come back. She said menacingly. Sheila shouted in a menacing way. Okay, Sheila shouted in a menacing way. You please listen and read that paragraph once again. That part once again. Ratan and Mohan were brothers. They lived in a village near the sea. Both were simple and kind. Their parents had died. So Mohan, the elder brother, treated Ratan like his son. Mohan married Sheila, a cunning girl from the neighboring village. He had thought that she would take care of both of them and the house. But Sheila did not like Ratan. She thought that he was a burden. She ill-treated him and also did not give him enough food. Ratan never complained to Mohan. Ratan, besides helping his brother at the farm, did a lot of household work like fetching water from the well, getting wood for the fire from the forest, cleaning and washing the utensils. He was a simple man with a gentle heart. One day there was no wood for fire. It was late in the evening. A storm seemed to be brewing. It was getting cold. Get some fire, Ratan, Sheila thundered. We have enough for today. May I please go tomorrow? He pleaded. No, you lazy fellow. Go now. I pray you never come back, she said menacingly. Let us have a look at the top points from this portion. Complained. C-O-M-P-L-A-I-N-E-D. I am repeating all these words because I want to make you read well. Okay, read fluently. Complained. C-O-M-P-L-A-I-N-E-D. Complained. Then besides. B-E-S-I-D-E-S. Besides. Fetching. F-E-T-C-H-I-N-G. Fetching. Then utensils. U-T-E-N-S-I-L-S. Utensils. Gentle. G-E-N-T-L-E. Gentle. Then storm. S-T-O-R. Storm. Brewing. B-R-E-W-I-N-G. Brewing. Next word. Thundered. T-H-U-N-D-E-R-E-D. Thundered. Pleaded. P-L-E-A-D-E-D. Pleaded. P-L-E-A-D-E-D. Pleaded. Menacingly. M-E-N-A-C-I-N-G-L-Y. Once again, please listen here. Complaint. Besides. Fetching. Utensils. Gentle. Storm. Brewing. Thunder. Pleaded. Menacingly. Okay. Next paragraph. Left with no choice. That means there is no choice with Ratan. Ratan has to go. Ratan should go. That was Ratan must go there. Left with no choice, he picked his axe and wandered deep into the forest. Wandered means walk here and there. Alanjidiriga. Wandered. W-A-N-D-E-R-E-D. Wandered. He wandered deep into the forest. That means into the inside of the forest. He wandered deep into the forest. It started raining. At that time it began to rain. He was hungry and cold. He is not having sufficient food in the midnight, in the afternoon or midday meal. He is not having sufficient food. So he felt hunger. He is hungry and he felt cold. And it started raining. He was hungry and cold. He saw some light at a distance. At a distance means far away. At a distance. Distance. D-I-S-T-A-N-C-E. D-I-S-T-A-N-C-E. Distance. D-I-S-T-A-N-C-E. Distance. Left with no choice, he picked his axe and wandered deep into the forest. It started at that time it began to rain. He was hungry and cold because his stomach is not full. He is hungry, he is feeling hunger and cold. He saw some light at a distance. He went towards the light. Towards means near. He went towards, he walked towards the light. Towards, T-O-W-A-R-D-S. Towards is a preposition. Towards. T-O-W-A-R-D-S. What did Ratan do? On seeing the light at a distance, he began to walk towards the light because it is raining and he is feeling hungry and cold. He is feeling hunger and cold. He saw some light at a distance. He went towards it. His eyes widened in surprise. His eyes widened means became large. His eyes widened with the surprise. Widened. W-I-D-E. Wide. E-N-E-D. Widened. His eyes widened with the surprise. S-U-R-P-R-I-S-E. His eyes widened with the surprise. Left with no choice, he picked his axe and wandered deep into the forest. It started raining. He was hungry and cold. He saw some light at a distance. He went towards it. His eyes widened with the surprise. Widened in surprise. On seeing some surprise, our eyes became widened. His eyes widened at this surprise. Some doors were holding hands in dancing around the bonfire. Some doors means D-W-A-R, dwarf, and the plural is dwarfs. D-W-A-R-D-E-S, dwarfs. The singular is dwarf. Dwarf means kullan, kunju manusharu, neelam koranja manusharu, short man, short people. Some doors were holding hands and dancing. Some dwarf people were there, some short people were there, not lengthy. Some little people were there, and our Pakru, the film star Pakru is a dwarf man, DWAR. There are coconut T into D, a variety of coconuts T into D into T, then dwarf. Like that, dwarf people means short people. They are holding hands in hands. So a group of people were there and they were holding their hands together and they were dancing. Dwarfs were dancing there, holding hands and dancing around the bonfire. They were born, B-O-N-E, bonfire means yellow booty to cut the dance bonfire. Around a bonfire, and they were merrily singing Jumba Jumba. They were merrily means happily. M-E-R-R-I-L-Y, merrily, happily. M-E-R-R-I-L-Y, merrily means happily. They were merrily holding their hands together and they were dancing around the bonfire. And what are they doing? They were dancing merrily. They were merrily singing Jumba Jumba. They were only having some steps and they were dancing with the song Jumba Jumba. We come from the town of Tumba. We come from the town of Tumba. The town Tumba. Jumba Jumba, then the town is Tumba. They come from the town of, we come from the town of Tumba. Anyone who sees us will become rich and anyone who sees us, any person who sees us, that means anybody, if somebody saw us, they became rich persons. Anybody who sees us became rich. They are saying that we are coming from the town of Tumba. We are coming from the town of Tumba. If any person who happened to see us, they will become rich. They will become rich. We are dwarf people and we came from the town of Tumba. If somebody sees me or if somebody sees us, what will happen? They will become rich. That is their words. Okay. Left with no choice, he picked his axe. That means Ratan had no other choice. He had to go to the forest in late evening and in that storm, in that rain, and he must bring firewood for his sister-in-law. Left with no choice, he had no other choice. He picked his axe and wandered deep into the forest. It started raining. He was hungry and cold. He saw some light at a distance. He went towards it. His eyes widened in surprise. Some dwarfs were holding their hands and dancing around a bonfire. They were merely singing, Jumba Jumba, we come from the town of Tumba. Anyone who sees us will become rich and thank. They will say thanks to God. I will read from the very beginning. You please listen. Ratan and Mohan were brothers. They lived in a village near the sea. Both were simple and kind. They had lost their parents had died. So Mohan, the elder brother, treated Ratan like his son. Mohan married Sheila, a cunning girl from the neighboring village. He had thought that she would take care of both of them and the house. But Sheila did not like Ratan. She thought he was a burden. She treated him and also did not give him enough food. Ratan never complained to Mohan. Ratan, besides helping his brother at the farm, did a lot of household work like fetching water from the well, getting wood for fire from the forest, cleaning and washing the utensils. He was a simple man with a gentle heart. One day, there was no wood for fire. It was late in the evening. A storm seemed to be brewing. It was getting cold. Get some fire, Ratan, Sheila thundered. We have enough for today. May please go tomorrow, he pleaded. No, you lazy fellow. Go now. I pray you never come back, she said menacingly. Left with no choice, he picked his axe and wandered deep into the forest. It started raining. He was hungry and cold. He saw some light at a distance. He went towards it. His eyes widened in surprise. Some dogs were holding hands and dancing around the bonfire. They were merrily singing, Jumba Jumba, we come from the town of Tumba. Anyone who sees us will become rich and thank God. Let us stop here today and listen to the top words from this part. Wandered, W-A-N-D D-E-R-E-D. Wanted means walk here and there. Then distance, D-I-S-T-A-N-C-E. Towards, T-O-W-A-R-D-S. Widened, W-I-D-E-N-E-D. Surprise, S-U-R-P-R-I-S-E. Dogs, D-W-A-R-D-E-S. Merrily, M-E-R-R-I-L-Y. Tumba, T-W-T-U-M-B-A. Tumba. Okay, is it clear? I hope all of you understood this much part, and the thing is that you should read the text so many times as possible. Test reading is very important. You are reading it, I know very well, but I am repeating all these things to make you read fluently, to handle English language with the proper fluency. Okay. After reading this part once again, I will wind up the class. All of you take page number 26 and listen to me. Ratan and Mohan were brothers. Who were the brothers? Ratan and Mohan were brothers. Where do they live? They lived, where did they live? They lived in a village near the sea. What is the nature of them? Both of them were simple and kind. Both Ratan and Mohan were simple and kind. Their parents had died. So, as their parents had died, who is the elder one? Mohan is the elder one, and he is taking care of, or he is treating his younger brother Ratan like his son. Okay. As days passed and years passed, Mohan was married to Sheila, a cunning girl from the neighboring village. Who is Sheila? Sheila is a cunning girl from the neighboring village. At the time of marriage, Mohan thought that she will look after both of them. She will take care of both of them and the house. But the things did not happen in the same way as Mohan think. But Sheila considered Ratan as a burden, and Sheila did not like Ratan, and she considered Ratan as a burden, and she ill-treated Ratan for some time, and even she did not give him enough food, But Ratan is a man with a gentle heart, a kind man with a gentle heart. Ratan did not make any complaint to Mohan about the character of Sheila. And besides helping, in addition to, he is always helping his brother in the farm, but in addition to his help to his brother in the farm, he did all the household work. Which are the works done by Ratan? He fetches water from the well, then collect or gathered firewood from the forest for firing. He washes and cleans all the utensils, etc. He was a simple man with a gentle heart. One day there was no firewood within the house. So Sheila shouted at him and said, "You lazy fellow, go and collect me some firewood. Go and get me some firewood." Then it was the time of evening. Darkness began to come, and he pleaded or begged Sheila, "Sister, please allow me to go. May I go tomorrow? It is getting dark." But Sheila, menacingly means in a frightening tone, Sheila shouted at Ratan and told him that, "You should go now, you lazy fellow. You get me some fire. I pray you should never come back. This is a curse for you." There is no choice with Ratan, so Ratan had to go with his axe, and he wandered deep into the forest. At that time it started to rain, and it is darkness in the forest, and he became hungry. He felt hungry and cold. He felt hunger and cold. Then he saw a light at a distance. In a faraway place there was a light, and he saw the light, and he went towards that light. He is walking towards that light. At the time when he reached there, his eyes widened in surprise. He became surprised, some dogs were joining their hand in hands and they were dancing around the bonfire. And what are they saying? They said that if some person happened to seize us, they will become rich. If some person or if some human beings happened to seize us, they will become rich. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? I hope all of you understood this portion, and you try to find out some questions, simple questions. Who is the brothers? Here, Ratan and Mohan. What was their condition? They lost their parents. How did Mohan look after his brother? He considered his brother as a son. And who was the wife of Mohan? Sheila was the wife of Mohan. And how did Sheila treated Ratan? She ill-treated him and did not give him sufficient food. What are the things done by Ratan in the family? As the household works, fetching water from the well, then washing and cleaning the utensils, then bringing firewood from the forest. These are the things. Then what happened one day? One day, Sheila in a frightening tone told Ratan to bring some firewood. What did he saw at the forest? In the forest, he saw some dogs joining their hands and dancing together around the bonfire. What were the words of the dogs? The dogs said that if somebody sees us, they will become rich. Okay, today let us find the class and see you in the next class. Thank you.